Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing a rather interesting situation. This is kind of one of these foreigners behaving badly here in Thailand pieces. Let me just jump in. I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, Chinese Fraudster Arrested in Bangkok. Quoting directly, a Chinese woman who evaded arrest warrants in China for public fraud by having a facelift was arrested in Bangkok on Monday. Quoting further, Police Lieutenant Colonel Surya Puansombat, Deputy Superintendent of Immigration Division 1. So Immigration Division 1, that's Bangkok. That's here in Bangkok. That's Division 1. Quoting further, said police arrested Jing Kuo, 30, at an apartment after receiving a tip-off report from an unnamed informant. An Interpol Blue notice was also issued for her, which allowed police in member countries to share critical crime-related information before issuing a red notice. Quoting further, it is claimed she used the money for, and this person defrauded some people. Give some background. I urge those who are watching this video, go check out that article in detail if you want the substance of what exactly the underlying issues are. I'm talking about this from the standpoint of dealing with immigration, deportation, and arrest. Quoting further, it is claimed she used the money for facelift surgery in Thailand in 2022 to evade warrants issued against her back in China. However, after identifying her whereabouts, a policeman serving with Police Lieutenant Colonel Surya's unit posed as a food delivery rider to arrest her. So, always be kind of aware that, I often think of this, that when foreigners come to Thailand, they have no idea who they're often talking to. They think they're talking to a Thai of a certain station or a certain type. I'm talking to somebody who's a food delivery person. Well, you were actually talking to an immigration police officer. I mean, these things can happen, and it happens more often than you'd think, up and down the spectrum. You'll think you're talking to somebody who's, I remember I was dealing with a client years ago, very modestly dressed, very humble person, rode around on a motorbike, on the back of a motorbike, and it turned out he was one of the biggest real estate developers or real estate moguls, if you will, here in the city. And he just didn't really, the rest of his family rode around in Mercedes Benzes and whatnot, but that just wasn't his style. I learned a valuable lesson there that never judge a book by its cover here in Thailand, because you never quite know who you're talking to. That said, quoting further, according to Police Lieutenant Colonel Surya, Miss Jing, I think it's interesting that her name is Jing, because in Thai, Jing is like really, it's like real, like Jing, like, it's real. Yeah, Jing. According to Police Lieutenant Colonel Surya, Miss Jing entered the country on a TR-15 visa, which gave her a 15-day stay, meaning that she had overstayed for at least 650 days. Quoting further, Miss Jing will be extradited back to China, said Police Lieutenant Colonel Surya. So, yeah, I think this person can expect not only extradition back to China, but also with that level of overstay and the fact that this person was arrested on basically an international warrant, I would bet, again, this is some level of speculation, but I don't think it's a really too far out of an inference. I would bet that we are looking at a situation where this person will be blacklisted for probably the foreseeable future. So again, and understand that even being arrested in Thailand on just one day of overstay will result in an immediate 5-year ban. If you're arrested in Thailand and you're on overstay, or if even you interact with the police here in Thailand or are detained in Thailand on nothing having to do with immigration, but let's say you're in a one-day overstay, you're now banned for 5 years. That's part of the current blacklist rules, and that is how that is enforced. In this situation where there's further underlying criminal activity or alleged criminal activity that's going on in the underlying case, that would lead me to believe that this person will probably be blacklisted for effectively their lifetime through the 99-year blacklist protocol within Thai immigration. So again, don't come to Thailand and try to evade law enforcement, and don't expect that a facelift is going to do that job.